Hello, this is Pastor Rick, and I want to welcome you to the Sunday Forum for this Sunday, December the 1st, the first Sunday of Advent. Now, we want to encourage home devotions during Advent, and so we want to lift up ways of approaching your home devotions right here for this first Sunday. And we're going to say you could use 3 props in your home to encourage daily devotion. But first I want to say Advent, our theme is ready or not, Advent is here. And remember, Advent prepares us not just thematically for Christmas, for the birth of our Savior, but it's like an overture. It prepares us thematically, theologically, with all the themes that are coming up in the church year. And that makes Advent particularly rich, and why devotions are so important, because we are preparing for more than one thing. Christmas, we're preparing for the whole year of Christ's salvation. So we want to encourage 3 props, and the first is an Advent wreath. Now, not one this large. This is the one we're going to use at Emmanuel. But you can see we have blue candles, 3, and then a 4th candle. The rose candle is for the Sunday of joy, the 3rd Sunday in Advent. But you should put something at home with these 4 candles, and the last candle is for Christmas, that the birth of Jesus has come. And so you just light one of the candles per week, and that will remind you to have devotions. And you know, if you have an Advent wreath, maybe you're living alone, so that will encourage you to do your devotions by yourself. But if you're living in a family or if you're a couple, this is a wonderful way to do devotions not just individually, but together as a couple and a family. So your first prop is the Advent wreath. The second are Advent calendars. And I went overboard this year with Advent calendars. Let me show you a few, because these encourage daily devotions. You can find these at Fresh Markets, Publix, even some of the delis around town already have Advent calendars. One of my favorite is Walker's, the shortbread Advent calendars. Can you believe it? And you open it up, and then each day of Advent, beginning December the 1st, you open another window, and out comes a delicious shortbread. You sit down with coffee and shortbread, or maybe tea, and you have your devotions. It's just a way, enjoyably in the family, to have devotions. Now, this Walker's is pretty expensive, but here you have a more inexpensive one that you can buy individually for your children or your grandchildren. And they're so inexpensive, each child could have their own. Okay? Notice, though, very few have Christian symbols on the front. Often it's Santa Claus around a Christmas tree, and yet Advent is really a Christian celebration. The last, and that's my favorite, is the Godiva Advent wreath. Oh, you can see here, these are just gorgeous chocolates, and you open up the first, and already ready for my first Advent devotion is this wonderful dark chocolate from Godiva. It makes devotions just more enjoyable together as a family, or if you're home by yourself, it's enjoyable as well. I should also mention I did buy an Advent calendar with tea. When you opened it up, there was a different tea bag for each day, the 24 days of Advent. So that's your second prop. The first prop is an Advent wreath. The second is an Advent calendar. But the third will be devotions that we are going to be preparing here at Emmanuel each week. And they're going to be centered around a hymn in the hymn book, Love Divine, All Loves Excelling. And our choir is going to help us with this wonderful hymn. And we're going to encourage also daily devotions coming out from Luther Seminary for each of the days, each of the 24 days of Advent. But then this weekly devotion from Emmanuel with our church choir will again lift up the whole theme of this wonderful hymn coming from John's Gospel. Written by Charles Wesley, this hymn is one you know, and it's a beautiful one to sing not just at Advent, but all year round. And so use props this year. Have fun. Enjoy the Advent season. Have devotions at home and make this season as meaningful as it can be. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday Forum. Bye-bye now.